Hey everybody, this is Beekay. Today I'm going to be playing The Rapture is Here and You Will Be Forcefully Removed from Your Home. This is a neat little indie game I found on indiegam.es. It's obviously indie games, but instead of .com it's .es and it's free indiegam. You know, you get the joke. You get what they meant. Yeah, they actually unfortunately kind of stopped posting there. I mean, it is a really great site for finding neat little gems like this one. But I actually first heard of this on Rock Paper Shotgun, I think. That or Giant Bomb. One of those two sites. It's either Patrick Klepek or, you know, one of the Rock Paper Shotgun dudes. I'm sorry I don't know their names. But here, let's just play. Whoa. Synthy. Something ass button there. Yeah, apparently I'm only gonna play biblical games with biblical things in their titles, apparently, and I'm only going to play things where when you mouse over it, it makes a noise, and I play with it until I break the menu screen. Okay, now. Oh, controls. Yay. I always wanted to play a game that had controls. So yeah, this is the kind of game I like. It's, okay. It's all exploration. It's beautiful for even, you know, as low poly as everything is. It's just, I mean, look at this grass, man. I mean, come on. It's a beautiful game. But yeah, you just look around. I think you go to these little dealies over here. And I believe it plays audio clips of something, so we'll check that out here. But I absolutely love the synth going on here. It's kind of mysterious. I assume that has something to do with the Rapture, and also apparently if you stare at it, it just kind of gets intense. It's all intense in your face. Alright, let's check this out over here. Oh, I can sprint. That's good. Can I jump? A little bit. That's my jump. Doop. Doop. That's pretty weak. But I mean, come on, I'm not Dr. McJumperson. Okay, yeah, that was great joke there. Yeah. Let's check this out here.
The natural leadership, which with my uncle procured the instruments from the laboratories of Brown University and the Cranston Street Armory and instinctively assumed direction of our venture, was a marvelous commentary on the potential vitality and resilience of a man of 81. Elihu Whipple had lived according to the hygienic laws he had preached as a physician, and but for what happened later would be here in full vigor today.
Okay. That's, I have no idea what that was about. It's completely out of context, but I think I saw the other ones are different colors, so I think I'll just keep getting the yellow ones, you know, in case they're related or something. Ooh, it's bright out now. Yeah. Brr, YouTube. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a nice looking house. I mean, you can kind of tell with certain things that they just took a flat picture of the side of a house and then, you know, use it as a reference to model off of and also use it as texture. That's kind of an interesting thing. I really like game design, especially independent game design, but let's see what
I heard in my youth about the shunned house was merely that people died there in alarmingly great numbers.
Is this it?
That, I was told, was why the original owners had moved out some 20 years after building the place. It was plainly unhealthy, perhaps because of the dampness and fungus growth in the cellar, the general sickish smell, the drafts of the hallway, or the quality of the well and pump water.
Bam. 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 Okay, so yeah, let's get away from that house, because apparently it's not healthy. Let's check out some more of these yellow things here. I don't know, this synth's giving me a real Doctor Who vibe, but obviously this is the Rapture, man. This ain't no TV show. You know, like, the Rapture's pretty much happened in Doctor Who like 100 times by now. I haven't really kept up with it or anything. I stopped watching after Matt Smith joined.
In short, it seemed to my uncle and me that an incontrovertible array of facts pointed to some lingering influence in the shunned house, traceable to one or another of the ill-favored French settlers of 2 centuries before, and still operative through rare and unknown laws of atomic and electronic motion. that the family had possessed an abnormal affinity for outer circles of entity, dark spheres which for normal folk held only repulsion and terror, their recorded history seemed to prove.
Okay, so apparently the people lived in this shunt house are not good people, and they might be aliens or scientists or alien scientists or cultists or something. I think that I heard something about Lovecraft being involved in this, so I assume alien, cultist, undead, Cthulhu, whatever's. More words.
To declare that we were not nervous on that rainy night of watching would be an exaggeration both gross and ridiculous. We were not, as I've said, in any sense childishly superstitious, but scientific study and reflection had taught us that the known universe of 3 dimensions embraces the merest fraction of the whole cosmos of substance and energy. In this case, an overwhelming preponderance of evidence from numerous authentic sources pointed to the tenacious existence of certain forces of great power, and so far as the human point of view is concerned, exceptional malignancy.
That's interesting. There's another yellow one over here. I have no idea where the next yellow one is. Because it appears to all be the same story like I thought, so I assume you gotta do multiple playthroughs to get, like, every story. Which, that's cool. I really like the whole exploration thing, you know? Oh, this is spooky. It's getting all Silent Hill up in here. But yeah, like, just being able to explore and figure out what's going on, even if the story is just some book written 100 years ago that has nothing to do with the game, it's still, you know, it's cool, you know? Just wandering around, seeing what there is, looking at these landmarks from distance, being like, oh, I want to go walk to that thing. Like, I really like games like that, like Journey. Is the game getting more sinister as I play? Because that's not cool, man. I mean, I want Happy Time Walk Around Simulator here. Not, I'm gonna die because it's the Rapture. But I guess, you know, knowing the name of the game, I probably should have guessed that, you know, this isn't gonna be Happy Time Walk Around Simulator 2014.
Such a thing was surely not a physical or biochemical impossibility in the light of newer science, which includes the theories of relativity and intraatomic action. One might easily imagine an alien nucleus of substance or energy, formless or otherwise kept alive by imperceptible or immaterial subtractions from the life force or bodily tissues and fluids of other and more palpably living things into which it penetrates, and with whose fabric it sometimes completely merges itself. It might be actively hostile, or it might be dictated merely by blind motives of self-preservation. In any case, such a monster must of necessity be in our scheme of things an anomaly, and an intruder whose extirpation forms a primary duty, with every man not an enemy to the world's life, health, and sanity.
I just noticed that if you look straight down, all the grass disappears. That's cool. I assume that's a feature, not a bug. Or vice versa, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this story so far. Also, a giant, it's literally a flying saucer. Yeah, like I was saying, it's exploration is kind of cool, you know. It just, yeah, the journey's the whole story, not, you know. I'm not trying to get any. Trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to get to these yellow things here, but I mean, I could play a game like this that's not story-driven. You just walk around, you find things out. Like, not even necessarily find things out. You just explore, see what there is to see. Like, if someone made one of these that's procedurally generated, like, just a wasteland with a few, you know, landmarks here and there, you know, and that'd just be cool. Just walk around, simulator.
What baffled us was our utter ignorance of the aspect in which we might encounter the thing. No sane person had ever seen it, and few had ever felt it definitively. It might be pure energy, a form ethereal and outside the realm of substance. Or it might be partly material, some unknown and unequivocal mass of plasticity, capable of changing at will to nebulous approximations of the solid, liquid, gaseous, or tenuously unparticled states. the anthropomorphic patch of mold on the floor, the form of the yellowish vapor, and the curvature of the tree roots in some of the old tales all argued at least a remote and reminiscent connection with the human shape. But how representative or permanent that similarity might be, none could say with any kind of certainty.
It's a yellowish vapor. That sounds familiar. Wonder if that's what I've been picking up this whole time. Alright, I don't see another one. Let's see if it's like behind these rocks or something over here. Oh yeah, I can sprint. Forgot about that. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Got a lot of wobble on my sprint here. Alright. It's behind the rock. Okay. So, let's wander off into the foggy, creepy forest. That's probably a good idea. Right? By this red one? I don't know. Maybe that was the last one. Maybe there's only like a few snippets of story and then that's it. So I'll pick up the red one, see what... it startled me. Stop it. Stop. Yeah, let's pick up this red one up here and see if it's any different or whatever. Unless I can see a yellow one from over here. Yellow. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the last one. So that's cool. What do you have to say for yourself?
West of Arkham, the hills rise wide.
Arkham.
And there are valleys with deep woods that no axe has ever cut. There are dark, narrow glens where the trees slope fantastically, and where thin brooklets trickle without ever having caught the glint of sunlight. On the gentler slopes there are farms, ancient and rocky, with squat, moss-coated cottages brooding eternally over old New England secrets in the lee of great ledges. But these are vacant now, the wide chimneys crumbling, and the shingled sides bulging perilously beneath low gambrel roofs. The old folk have gone away, and foreigners do not like to live here. French Canadians have tried it, Italians have tried it, and the Poles have come and departed. It is not because of anything that can be seen or heard or handled, but because of something that is imagined. The place is not good for the imagination. It does not bring restful dreams at night. It must be this which keeps the foreigners away, for old Ammy Peace has never told them of anything he recalls from the strange days. When I went into the hills and vales to survey for the new reservoir, they told me the place was evil.
Okay, so, yeah, different story, just as interesting though. Definitely Lovecraft. You mentioned Arkham in there. I've never read any Lovecraft, never paid any attention to it, but I know, you know, the buzzwords, you know. I know roughly. That thing is getting bigger, isn't it? Okay, so there's definitely something happening with this, the whole thing. That's not good. I just want to see if this road goes anywhere. Okay, this is starting to creep me out a little bit here. And I'm also getting a lot wobblier here. Wobblier. There's a well. And a lot of dirt. Let's see if there's anything in the well. Well. Just wander around. See how this goes. I'm kinda curious if that, like, if it's falling onto the earth. Or if it's like a rip in space or something. I hope nothing creepy happens, so. Like, I'm not a horror game person, and I just can't handle it. So, that's one shiny wall. And it looks like a lot of people are forcibly removed from their homes because they're, or at least their homes were forcibly removed from existence. Let's take a look around here. I don't see any more of those story pylons or whatever you call them. But then again, I think there's like paths of them leading from where you start, and you just have to follow them. So of course, at the end of one path, you're not really gonna see anymore. Alright, let's see what's up here. More nothing. Okay. Let's get closer to the giant. This thing. Let's see how this ends for our protagonist here. I mean, can we touch it? Is it gonna like touch the ground to where we can see what it is exactly? It appears to just be a big black oval. This is where I got that one story thing. Oh, there's another red one over there. Let's check out the red one. Yeah! Or what's that color? Yellow or... no, it's white. Yellow! Yes! Okay, this is getting kind of techno over here. Yeah, I gotta sprint because I don't know when the game's gonna end. I want to get all this yellow story done here. Does it rain or don't rain? Yeah, when that happens. Alright. It's like a wheat field or something over here. Cool. At least that wasn't raptured already. This stuff's tall, man. Cornfields are creepy. Like, this isn't that bad, but cornfields are the most creepy thing in the world, honestly. I mean, just anything could be out there, they rustle like someone's walking through them, and it's just creepy.
It occurred to us too that our venture was far from safe, for in what strength the thing might appear no one could tell. But we deemed the game worth the hazard and embarked on it alone and unhesitatingly, conscious that the seeking of outside aid would only expose us to ridicule and perhaps defeat our entire purpose. Such was our frame of mind as we talked far into the night, till my uncle's growing drowsiness made me remind him to lie down for his 2 hours sleep.
These are new. Like, why pick that up? These pillar things over here spawned. That is neat. How'd that happen? I wonder if the same thing will happen here.
He had, he said, floated off from a very ordinary series of dream pictures into a scene whose strangeness was related to nothing he had ever read. It was of this world and yet not of it, a shadowy geometrical confusion in which could be seen elements of familiar things and most unfamiliar and perturbing combinations.
That's here!
There was a suggestion of queerly disordered pictures superimposed one upon another, an arrangement in which the essentials of time as well as of space seemed dissolved and mixed in a most illogical fashion. In this kaleidoscopic vortex of phantasmal images were occasional snapshots, if one might use the term, of singular clearness but unaccountable heterogeneity.
This is goddamn awesome. They're describing what's going on right here. Uh-oh. I heard some sort of a nrr. Don't nrr. I wonder if this will be the last one or what's going on here. Jump. Oh.
I felt in my visions a cosmic and abysmal aloneness, with hostility surging from all sides upon some prison where I lay confined. I seemed bound and gagged and taunted by the echoing yells of distant multitudes who thirsted for my blood. My uncle's face came to me with less pleasant associations than in waking hours, and I recalled many futile struggles and attempts to scream. It was not a pleasant sleep, and for a second I was not sorry for the echoing shriek which clove through the barriers of dream and flung me to a sharp and startled awakeness, in which every actual object before my eyes stood out with more than natural clearness and reality.
Alright, this is starting to get weird. I like it. Like, this is really pretty awesome. Collect this one up, see how much darker it gets here. See how far the rabbit goes down the hole. Yeah, that's how the saying goes, right? Yeah, that's totally it.
Above the anthropomorphic patch of mold by the fireplace it rose, a subtle, sickish, almost luminous vapor which as it hung trembling in the dampness seemed to develop vague and shocking suggestions of form, gradually trailing off into nebulous decay and passing up into the blackness of the great chimney with a fader in its wake. It was truly horrible, and the more so to me because of what I know of the spot. Refusing to flee, I watched it fade, and as I watched, I felt that it was in turn watching me greedily with eyes more imaginable than visible.
Alright, yeah, this is getting pretty intense. I mean, there's all these things popping up, there's like the story's getting darker. This thing's whatever, man. Where are you? What are you doing? It's eating that hill, apparently. Like, just everything's coming to a crescendo, and it's pretty awesome. Just check it out.
On my ears rang the reverberations of that shocking scream, while my nostrils revolted at the stench which filled the place. My mind, as alert as my sense, recognized the gravely unusual, and almost automatically I leapt up and turned about to grasp the destructive instruments which we had left trained on the moldy spot before the fireplace. As I turned, I dreaded what I was to see, for the scream had been in my uncle's voice, and I knew not what menace I should have to defend him and myself.
What is this? Is this like the final one or something? Because these things are... now they just go on the front of my screen no matter what. I thought they were directing me towards the final one here. Jesus, this is cool. This music's really awesome. Yeah, this thing's... yeah, that thing's just crushing the ground over there. It's kind of ominous. Oh shit, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. It's a tree. Alright, let's finish this up here. Let's see what this is. This is just so cool though. Jeez.
Yet after all, the sight was worse than I had dreaded. There are horrors beyond horrors, and this is one of those nuclei of dreamable hideousness which the cosmos saves to blast an accursed and unhappy few. Out of the fungus-ridden earth steamed up a vaporous corpse light, yellow and diseased, which bubbled and lapped to a gigantic height in vague outlines half human and half monstrous, through which I could see the chimney and fireplace beyond. It was all eyes, wolfish and mocking, and the rugose insect-like head dissolved at the top to a thin stream of mist. I say I saw this thing, but it is only in conscious retrospection that I have ever definitely traced its damnable approach to form. At the time it was to me only a seething, dimly phosphorescent cloud of fungus loathsomeness, enveloping and dissolving to an abhorrent plasticity the one object on which all my attention was focused. That object was my uncle, the venerable Elihu Whipple, who with blackening and decaying features leered and gibbered at me, and reached out dripping claws to rend me in the fury which the horror had brought.
Okay, this is getting really cool, but it's also getting really hard to play. I have no idea how fast I'm going or what. I'm way too close to that thing too. I don't know if I like that. Whoa! I can't see. Okay, that's the end. Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. I guess that one was The Shunned House. I guess, yeah, I might play through this again, do a couple other stories here. That was a really cool game. Kind of got intense there towards the end. I had no idea what to make of it, but man, that was cool. So yeah, that was the Rapture is here and you will be forcefully removed from your home, a game by Connor Sherlock, as it turns out. I didn't see anything about him on the site, but you know, it's probably on his actual site or something. But yeah, you can download that for free at Free Indie Games. It's freeindiegame.es, link in the description. I've been Beekay. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.